Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list. Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Normally it is said the more the merrier, which means if there are more, it is good. However, it may not always be good. The more the merrier may not be good when it comes to relationships. There 3 is a crowd. And so 3 may also be a crowd when 3 planets get into a certain sign in the horoscope. And in the horoscope, the more the merrier within a sign is definitely not the best of placements. But it can be a balanced placement. It can bring some different energies. It can bring in a combination of energies as well. And so when you look at a combination of energies in different signs, the planetary energies also play a part in the sign energies. It is like this. If I am a good guy, if I am somebody who is very good at talking, very friendly person, so whenever I approach you or you approach me, you find a friendly sign from me, a smile from me, and I wave out to you and I say good things to you. I ask you how you are, so you feel good. Now let's see if I am carrying a flame of fire in one hand, okay, and I am also holding a bouquet of flowers. So when I approach closer to you, you will of course see the smile on my face, you will hear the good words that I am saying, and I will also wish you. So you will of course feel good when you see me because you like me. I am a good guy. But you will also, if I come close to you, quite close to you, you will also feel the flames of the fire or the heat of the fire, which may also reach, at least a little heat may reach you. So you may also feel the heat of the fire that I am carrying. And the bouquet of flowers that I am carrying, you may also get some fragrance of the flowers as well. That is how a sign which carries different planetary energies presents itself in our lives. So when a sign has many planetary placements or more than 2 or 3 planetary entities, it carries the energies of the planets, or it's better to say the planets will carry the energy of the sign. So if there are more planets placed in Aries, for example, the planets will also carry the Aries intent, the aggression, the assertiveness, the willingness to fight. So during the dasha and antardasha of the planets, they will also act with the energies or in a combination of energies or complemented to the energies of the sign in which they are placed in the natal chart, in the birth chart. And so if you have more planets in your horoscope, and generally that is more the norm rather than a rarity, and you don't have 9 planetary entities which you have, the luminary sun and moon, and then the internal planets Mercury, Venus, then the outer planets Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, and then the 2 nodes Rahu and Ketu. So all in all there are 9 planetary entities. These are not placed equidistant out of the 12 signs that you have. They are not placed 9 signs in the 9 signs. Most of the time you will find that they are placed in such a manner that there are more cluster of energies on one side, and whereas some houses will remain empty. Now generally you find Sun and Mercury almost together. In 70 to 80% of the charts you may find Sun and Mercury together, or Mercury may be in the sign, either one sign before the Sun or after the Sun. However, these are the most common placements in anybody's chart, Sun and Mercury together, which also form the Buddha Aditya Yoga, but some other time about the Buddha Aditya Yoga. And because Venus also can't be too far away from this cluster, Sun and Mercury cluster, so you will also find that Venus is also generally within 1 or 2 signs away from Sun or Mercury at most. So that is one. But you also find that generally you may find a cluster of 2 or 3 planets together. One of the ways the cluster can be with Sun and Mercury and a Venus or a Mars or a Saturn or a Rahu together. That can be one. Or there can be another set of clusters where you have a Rahu, a Saturn, or a Mars or a Jupiter also together. So the planets which are the outer planets generally also form a cluster, and their clusters also in fact come to be more important because they are not generally coming together as often as Sun, Mercury and Venus come together. So the variety of energies also present themselves, the composition of energies together will also present themselves. Opportunities will also come around accordingly, and challenges may also come around accordingly. So let's today discuss about if you have more planetary entities or energies in your natal chart, in the birth horoscope, in different signs, then what kind of opportunities they present, challenges they present sign wise, and what kind of results or effects can we expect when such energies are present, and what can we do about it, and how can we best use it. But before that, some curiosity about the dog that I mentioned in the last video. So a small clip about the dog. Its name is Ewok. I don't know how it's spelled, but it is named after one of the characters from the Star Wars the series, as I'm told. So a short clip before we proceed. What are you doing? She goes all bitey. Okay. So let's jump into what sign wise more planetary entities, more planetary forces when present in sign can give us different results. Let's start with the first sign, Aries sign first. Now if there are more planetary entities present in the Aries sign, then each of these planets will carry the Aries energies, and during the dasha and antardasha of those planets, they will act with the intent, with the aggression, with the assertiveness, giving to the native that energy in the manner of being complementing the energy of the dasha planet, which means that if you have Venus in the sign of Aries, then during the Venus dasha or antardasha, or when Venus is transiting over Aries, then you will find that because of the natal energies and the natal placement, you will find that during the Venus dasha, if the person is working towards a certain direction of life, say for example, Venus dasha brings in certain elements which are of materialistic nature also. Person is trying to get more income, person is looking at more livelihood, person may also looking at relationship which Venus represents. Then there is a certain aggressive intent, a certain aggressive tint to it, and so this nature of Aries rubs off on the planet and the person acts accordingly. So during the Venus dasha, there may be more aggression to achieve things, to chase intimacy, to chase relationship, and there may also be aggression to earn more money, and the person will be looking at rethinking, am I doing okay in life, am I more secure, do I need to do something, am I earning enough, are my savings good, and do I need to do something about it. So he becomes a little more aggressive, he becomes more focused, he becomes more goal oriented towards Venus, for example. And if it's, for example, Jupiter placed in Aries, then this person will relook at various elements of his life and see whether they are balanced, whether he is doing enough justice to all. And so the aggression or the focus, or the energy to balance things out may also happen if he thinks that they are not well balanced. If it's the Jupiter planet which is placed in Aries and there is a fierce and aggressive intent which he follows things. Now on the flip side, what also happens is, one, opportunity presents itself. So during the dasha of planets which are friendly to Aries sign, better challenges may also come in, better results may also come in, and the thinking and analytical power of the person in terms of that particular planet also becomes more active. And this will also bring in better results for you because the person is focused now actively and trying to get things actively. So trying to be active in love affairs, trying to be active in relationship, trying to be active at work, trying to be active in matters of children, trying to be active in matters of his savings, his investments. So in various things he may be active. The challenge can be that the inimical planets may also throw at you some curveballs, as it is called, or some googlies, as it is called in different sports. So you need to be able to identify these googlies, these curveballs that an inimical planet is throwing at you during its dasha or antardasha or during its transit. So one needs to be a little careful. However, the the good thing or the unique thing is that most of the time, because of more planets being present in Aries energies are always active throughout your life. So you will find almost throughout your life you are actively pursuing something or the other. So in one dasha you are actively pursuing material things, in some other in dasha you are actively pursuing growth in career, you are focused there and you are trying to do better, you are trying to push. In some other dasha you are looking at your investments, and some other dasha you are looking at letting your hair down and going on a world trip or having more fun. So depending on what energies are more focused, what more energies are stronger, what planets are more stronger, what Raja Yoga some of the planets are made. But definitely you will find during the dasha of planets when they are in Aries, they will be more fierce intent. There will also be good opportunities, but there will also be challenges. But the person also faces those challenges with a lot of fierce intent. So there are a lot of opportunities which are created for the person, and the challenges also comes in. But the good thing is the person will face the challenges head on with the Aries energy, and in spite of the challenge being present, because whenever the dasha one planet is active, the other planets are also activated. Those energies are also activated. So how does this person think? So if he is looking at, for example, building property during the Venus dasha, for example, but if he also has Mercury in this Aries sign, then he is also very analytically thinking that is this property good for me, should I invest here or not. And if Jupiter is also there, then he makes a wise decision whether I should eventually do this or not, or is there something else which should be under my focus. So all the energies come into play, and that is the beauty of having more planets in the Aries sign, because a lot of focus is there and sharp capability do a lot of things is also there. And so the person's thinking power is activated. The person may achieve a lot of name, status, and also rise in life, and may also make a mark for himself. And most of the dashas you will find, if there are more planets in Aries, he will make at least some progress. Even in the most trying of dashas, he will make some progress, because the other planetary energies, some of the friendly planetary energies will favor him and will help him move forward. And because this person is goal oriented, he will achieve some or the other goals. So if you have more planets in the Aries sign, it is a strong thinking ability, lot of energies coming into play, strong analytical ability, a go-getting spirit to get name, fame, and get a certain position in life. This person may also come across as very aggressive to a lot of people, and may come across as somebody who's always on the move, always doing certain things, very, very active. Not easy to lay your hands on such a person, but will be very, very sharp. When you talk to him, you will find the sharpness in his analytical skills, will find sharpness in his wisdom. So it is as if he has different energies, and he can pull whichever energy he wants, with choice. He wishes a certain energy to come to him, and voila, that energy is there. So a lot of planetary placement in Aries is good. However, be a little wary of more aggression than is required, because Aries sign is always activated. So always on the move is not a bad thing, but always being aggressive, always having a temperament high, or always having that anxious energy in you, unless you are able to channelize it, may not be very, very good. Blood pressure may be something you need to watch out for. Thinking beyond or thinking more than is needed, and unnecessary thinking can also hamper your progress, because sometimes you think too much, where those fears may be unnecessary. So friends, if you have more planets in the sign of Aries, not a bad placement, but look at all those opportunities, look out for also those pitfalls here and there, and use all the energies, the granting of energies which has been given to you, a boon which has been given to you, so many energies, active energies being given to you, and make the most of it. And that is the placement of many planets in the sign of Aries for you. With more planets in the sign of Taurus, I consider this to be one of the better placements for money making, because here the sources of money can be many, and usually I find that there are more planets in the Taurus sign, then you will also find that you may get an opportunity of another alternate source also, parallel source of earning also. So you may have one source of income which is going on, but either you have an alternate source or your mind is active. Can I make money here? Can I make money there? Can I invest my money here? And you're looking at, your mind is active at trying to make money or getting an alternate livelihood. Such people may also maybe change 2 or 3 areas of their life or their careers or their jobs or their investment, trying to move ahead because the energy to make money is definitely there. However, because Taurus is also the energies of principles and values, so it's not a bad thing to earn more money as long as you are able to balance the principles and values. But the good thing about more planetary entities in Taurus is that it makes your mind sharp if you're moving ahead in any direction which is not conducive to the principles and values you have been brought up with. Then there is a subconscious or your conscience will tell you that this doesn't seem to be so good, because your energies become sharper. Not only do your money making energies become sharper, your principles and values, the internal voice also becomes sharper when you are more planetary energies in the second house. And it is always good to be on the move to make money in today's time, to be active. However, this also adds energy to your language, to your communication. So you will find that when you are angry, you may use certain words which may put you in a tough spot. But when you are nice and sweet, you may use the best of words, which very, very sophisticated language. So you sometimes go to extremes of communication from a language perspective, and sometimes you may also go to extremes when it comes to how you live your life with principles and values. This is a good placement for having different avenues from which you can make money from, and different careers, because the Venus energies, the Taurus energies of money making is getting attached to different elements. So you can make money in different areas of life. All you need to do is put your focus there more, use those energies which are stronger in that sign. So in Taurus, if you have a stronger Jupiter, then the wisdom to make money, expansion of making money is always there. The opportunity is there. So you may invest your money and slowly expand on that investment little by little, and then grow a fortune. If your Mars in the sign of Taurus, this is a very, very strong sign to be aggressive in trying to make money, in trying to make investments, in trying to go ahead with livelihood. So I've seen a lot of people with Mars in Taurus. These people push hard whenever an opportunity for growth in their salary, in their income is concerned. So they are always looking at, how do I add more income? How do I push forward? And these people will be aggressively asking promotions from their supervisors and their managers, not so much only for the role, but the money is also very important for such people. Except that sometimes don't be too aggressive in making decisions from a money point of view. So if there is a career change which comes to you, and you not looking at the role that is coming to you, the brand, but the priority being getting more income or higher salary, be wary, because when there are more energies, sometimes the energies pull you in different directions and may also mislead you and put you onto a path where you hold one thing more, or you prioritize one thing over the other. If you do, just make a conscious choice that your conscience is clear from how you're taking the decision from a principles and values, and whether this is clearly in your objective. So if you have an objective in front of you, if you have a plan, don't digress from the plan only to get more money, because then you can go on to a different path and can be lost. If you are making a decision which is more materialistic, be mindful of what is the objective, which direction you are heading, so that in the melee of trying to get more money, you don't get lost. Because this opens up different avenues for you, making money from different areas of life, sometimes the choices are not very easy for you, because many choices seem to be very, very lucrative. So yeah, if choice is very clear to you, go ahead with it. If not, depend on wise counsel to make your choice, rather than being misled just because 2 or 3 different opportunities are presenting to you and you are not able to make your choice, and eventually the higher money leads you to make that decision. So with Taurus, good opportunity to make more money from different areas of life. Money making opportunities are always active. The subconscious, the conscience is also active. So these are primary energies. There are other energies also which take your focus away, but run with these two energies and you will never look back where materialism is concerned, where living your life with conscience and principles and values is concerned, with more planets in the Taurus sign for you. With more planets in the Gemini sign, this is a very, very good placement for great success in your communication ability. So here the sharpness and communication is seen. If your Mars place in Gemini, then your mind works faster and it's more active. However, being the dual-minded people also, sometimes you think quickly, you arrive at a decision, but some other energy also pulls you back, says, no, wait, hang on. So you may tell somebody, you may make a commitment to somebody, and then after you make a commitment, you may rethink about it. Is this commitment right? Is this the right thing to do? And you will rethink on even the choices you have made, or on the commitment that you have given. So be a little careful. Don't rush into making a commitment with Gemini energies if there are more planetary entities, because with Gemini there will always be a thing that the analytical ability of Mercury shines through and tells you, wait a minute. So if the Mars energies takes over, Mars is in Gemini, because Mars is the quickest energy, then the other planetary entities which take time to showcase themselves or demonstrate themselves may then within a day or two or within a few days tell you, no, maybe this is not something that you need to do. So the dual-mindedness of Gemini is enhanced because of these energies, but it is a good thing if some wise energies are also supporting the decision making, because this helps you to make a right decision. So if you have, say, the Mars energies in the sign of Gemini, or even the energies of Sun in Gemini or Rahu in Gemini, which are pushing forward you to take a decision, maybe you write on paper, you even write a mail, but don't send it out. Maybe sleep on the decision and then send it out the next day, because with more planetary entities in Gemini, you want to quickly talk. So anything comes to your mind, you want to pick up the phone and tell them, or send an email quickly, or commit, or write a WhatsApp mail immediately, or WhatsApp message immediately. So you want everything quick, you want now, and you're always on the move. Because this is also, the Gemini energies are also the energies of being very active. Artistic abilities also, that you will also find that you may have 2 or 3 artistic abilities. Some of you may not only be able to sing very well, but sometimes you may also be able to play some musical instrument very well, and you may be able to do maybe a performance to people where you are a solo performer, you are also singing, you are also playing the music instrument, or you are able to put a band together and also perform. So some performance, some artistic form can be a great thing for you. Even if you have not learned something, you will find that if you take a keen interest on any artistic performance, you will be able to pick it up very, very fast, because different energies are given to you. So you will be able to pick up the moves very fast, you will be able to pick up the technical things very, very fast, and you have the energy to become very good at any artistic skill or use of hands or feet very, very fast. This is a good placement where you can learn 3 or 4 languages and very, very quickly. And not only that, you will also be able to understand behind the words meaning, what somebody is saying, what somebody is not saying with the Gemini energies. So use the Gemini energies on communication, and this is a great placement for negotiation. So with negotiation, what happens, because Gemini is also marketing and branding, you have a capability of being able to influence variety of people across boundary, across cultures. Any person, you will be able to influence them, you will be able to sell your idea, you will be able to leave your mark on them, and you'll be very, very sharp that for this person, what should I say, what should I do that I should be able to influence him. With the other person, you may come out with a different set of ideas, both of which are excellent. So a lot of variety of energies comes to you, and you are very good at communicating with people using different means, not only from a language perspective, but also ideas perspective. You can also be a negotiator par excellence. You can negotiate things very, very well. You can also understand the pitfalls of saying something and not saying something. You can keep some of the cards held close to your chest and play the cards at the right time. So you have the Mars energy, so you talk and you give the you make an offer, but you have the Saturn card which is held back and which you'll use at the right time, and you say, okay, Mars was this card, so I'm offering you a Saturn card also, which is a patient card saying this is a counter offer. And so you are able to very tactfully move, and you are able to make best use of this. You can be a great salesperson, you can be a good salesperson, a good influencer in variety of areas. You can be a great motivational speaker, you can be a great guru, you can also be somebody who is very, very spiritual, at the same time very, very worldly. So the duality of Gemini may also come forth, and you can do 2 or 3 things at the same time. You can do a career at one time. At the other side, you can also be a great writer. Some of the most brilliant writers who can write across spectrums is the Gemini energy. So you may be able to write fiction, but you're also able to do something else. You make a science fiction movie, but you also make a movie which is closer to life also. You can also do something very emotional writing, but at the same time you can also do some hard-hitting non-fictional writing also. So excellent placement where communication, influencing, marketing, sales is concerned. If you have the Gemini energies, just be mindful that duality of mind and the thinking ability is not compromised. You are not pulled in too many directions, not able to make up your mind. As long as you are able to do that and you are able to focus and use the capabilities and the different energies given to Gemini, this is a great placement of many planets in the Gemini sign for you. If you have more planets in the sign of Cancer, now 2 things are now being influenced and also enhanced and maybe even aggravated. One is this gives you very, very high emotionality, because planets are always pushing some or the other boundaries of emotions. However, on the other side, the supporting, the nurturing tendency that the Cancer sign has is also enhanced. And on the third side, the material resources which the Cancer sign also represents by virtue of being the sign of nourishment, which is nourishment to the native, is also enhanced. So this will always give you an opportunity on one side to have an emotionality where different things can make you very, very, very emotional also. But this also makes you very emotionally balanced. But there are also vagaries of your behavior, which means that sometimes for no reason you seem to be emotional about something. You see a picture, you remember something, you become nostalgic and you become emotional about it. But sometimes in the most trying of circumstances, you seem to be somebody to hold your ground. And then people are zapped. How come in such most trying circumstances, where most of the people of any sign will melt, this person is able to hold on? Because the compactness of energies that various planetary energies give to Cancer, which means emotionality is also there, but the strength of Aries is also there. This subdued energy, say for example of a Saturn, may also be there. The aggression of Mars may be there, but the self-respect, the pride that Sun gives may also be there, depending which planet is placed in the Cancer sign. And it may also be of the sophisticated nature that Venus gives you. So you are sophisticated enough not to show your emotions in a public manner, but also to be reserved and hold yourself back. So different planetary energies will give you different flavors of the emotionality, and if you are clever enough, if the sign is strong, then, or the house which is occupying the Cancer sign is also strong, then you are also very emotionally intelligent. You are able to use your emotions very, very smartly. So while you can't help being emotional, but you also know how much to be emotional in this situation, whether this situation really demands for you to be so sad. Losing an important item can definitely make you a little sad. But being very, very sad over a materialistic thing, you may think, am I too overreacting because I lost a pen given by a friend from college? You may rethink about it, maybe feel a little sad for a while and then be able to overcome that emotion. So the emotional intelligence is very, very strongly beneath yourself, and such people I've seen that they can also be on the extreme. Sometimes they can lose their anger very quickly, but they can regain their composure very, very quickly. So with many planets in the sign of Cancer, if you are in the accident, first reaction maybe you are aghast what happened, but you are able to regain your composure very, very quickly, and then very, very Mars-like and Jupiter-like energies or Saturn-like energies come in, and you are able to very actively intelligently, with wisdom, able to handle the situation very, very well. And at the same time, the nurturing thing kicks in, the supporting things kicks in also. And so you can support yourself, you can support others who are going through the challenge, the emotional upheaval. That also comes in. And with a nurturing tendency, you can also nurture your ambitions in various lines. So if you choose something, choose an area, you will nurture that area, you will nurture that particular career you have chosen or hobby that you're thinking with, variety of energies. So you may be aggressive about something, you will have a lot of love for something, you will also persevere to be able to chase that. So if you make up your mind that I want this particular thing, I want to nurture this, or I want to grow this, then you will do it with all the energies which are possible to you, for you, which may not be possible for somebody else. And so because the resources are given to you as a Cancer person, you are able to use the resources, you are able to use your emotions, and you are able to use all the energies, the subdued energies, the aggression, the self-respect, and the composure, and use all of them to grow. So fantastic placement if you have many planets in the sign of Cancer. If you are able to hold your emotions, you are able to hold your emotional horses and do not go overboard with it, and know where to react in what way, and you use your emotional intelligence to your advantage. And that is the placement of many planets in the sign of Cancer for you. If you have many planets in the sign of Leo, this can be an excellent leader. And one of the important things when you have many planets in a sign is opportunities are given to you and challenges are also given to you. However, the Leo sign is the leader, it's the king. The king leads the way, and the king decides what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do. So when many planetary energies come into the sign of Leo, and all the Leo energies are also aided or helped. So this is the leader who can also have the aggression of a Mars, can also have a composure of a Saturn, for example, the organized skills of a Saturn, may also have the emotional balance between who to support, who not to support, a nurturing leader, a composed leader, a calm leader, yet a hard taskmaster can be a leader. A fantastic leader if he knows how to use your energies very well. So this is a leader who knows who to pat on the back, who to use a stern word against, who to write a stern mail against, who to reprimand, who to give the pink slip, who to give marching orders, who to use a very, very tough word against, and who to just kick off from the organization or kick off from the team. So this leader knows whose hot buttons are what, and that leader is able to use those hot buttons to his advantage and to the team's advantage. Because this is also a sign of being able to shine and show your leadership and shine in the society. So you will be able to use different energies at different times as you want, because the energies are given to you. It's up to the king. You, if you are a Leo sign ascendant, or you have more planets in the Leo sign, so the Leo sign is active, whatever ascendant you may be. So here you may be able to use different energies given to you at your disposal as you want. However, one thing you need to be aware of is this can also push the wrong buttons. So sometimes you may think of arrogance as your self-respect, or take too much of pride as your self-respect and may stand by it. So be a little wary, because different energies are playing havoc with your mind, playing havoc with your arrogance or your sense of self-respect and pride. So be a little careful there. If you are able to use these energies well, the energies which are given to you to excel, then you may be somebody who can excel in different areas of life and different careers, because Leo is also a sign which is the 8th sign from the sign of Capricorn. So a change of careers is one of the easiest factor for a Leo person, for a person with more planets in the Leo sign. And if you make the change, you find that you will be able to settle into another industry, another career, another job very, very easily. And it is almost as if you're starting, hitting the ground running, as it is said. So in the Leo energies, you can excel in different dimensions. Such people can also do very well in investments. Such people can also do very well in art. Such people can also do very well in leadership. So you name it, and in a leadership fashion, not just being an also ran. So if you have many planets in the sign of Leo, use those planetary energies to your advantage. Use it to better effect. Use it to be able to take a lot of different people along. Know who to use what for, who's what hot button to press, and you will find that this is with more planetary energies in the sign of Leo, this is the excellent placement for one of the top leaders in their industry. So don't fall behind if you have more planets in the sign of Leo. If you have more planets in the sign of Virgo, then your energies to be able to use your analytical abilities are very, very sharp. Okay, so this is the mischief monger. Maybe I'll just show her to you. I'll let her be. Needed a small pat on the back. So here we are back again. So with more planets in the sign of Virgo, your analytical abilities are really, really sharpened. And here, because your analytical abilities are very sharpened, and you know that the quantitative energies are very, very sharp, you know where to push your analytical ability and where not to. So for example, if you're buying a house or if you're buying a property, so you will be able to use different energies to be very, very analytical. But the good thing about that is you will not show that you are really very clever, because the cleverness that Mercury sign representing Virgo is really enhanced. This is almost like the exaltation of Virgo sign in different capacities is enhanced further. So this person in the leadership, if Sun is placed in the sign of Virgo, so the leadership ability is also there, but with a very, very analytical bent of mind. You'll be able to weigh the pros and cons and say, do I act like a leader here, or should I become a follower, or should I be another colleague? If you have the sign of Moon, the planet Moon in Virgo, so here your ability to support and nourishment is very, very high. However, you're also very balanced. How much should I nourish and how much should I hold back? Do I give the entire thing or should I hold back? Should I give the entire fish or should I teach the person to fish? Very, very strong placement of the Moon in the sign of Virgo. If you have Jupiter in the sign of Virgo, an excellent placement for somebody who can be very, very sharp in his thinking ability, but with the wisdom. So the analytical ability makes you make the choice, but the choice you make is with a lot of wisdom. So different planetary energies enhance the skills of the Virgo sign, enhance the capabilities of the Virgo sign, and one of the most practical people, one of the most pragmatic people, one of the most data oriented people who cannot be taken for no nonsense. These are people who can be cutting when they are in a meeting or when they are presenting facts. Nobody will be able to put down, because they have analyzed facts, they have analyzed data from variety of means, and then they are presenting forth. So the most holistic of research, the most holistic of approach from different angles, and being able to see all angles and then make a proposition. So an excellent placement for business faculties. If you get into business with many planetary energies, then you will be able to see from different directions. You will be able to see your business from a marketing dimension, you will be able to see your business from a service angle, you will be able to see your business from a leadership angle, from a competition angle, from a cost angle. So from different dimensions you are very, very sharp. Normally sometimes business people can either do very well in the production side. Some organizations do very, very well in the marketing side, in the branding side. Here, with different faculty of energies in the sign of Virgo, you are very, very sharp in different areas, and you are able to use when to use what when. However, with more planetary energies in Virgo, sometimes you may go overboard with your analysis, and then analysis, paralysis by analysis may also be something you need to guard against. So sometimes, because of too many things coming in, you are looking at things from various angles, so you are trying to do a more perfect thing to be able to present, and many times you are yourself not very, very happy. You are not happy with the project work, you are not happy with the presentation, you are not happy with the proposal, you are not happy with the work that you have accomplished at the end, and sometimes you may not be very, very happy with your own accomplishments, however high in your career you may reach. So be a little careful not to become a little cynical with your efforts, because with different planetary energies you are moving. But you may feel that I am not moving fast enough, I am not doing well enough, but you are doing well. You're not doing as perfect as you may want to, but you will be able to do well, and you will be able to do well in a variety of areas as long as you use analytical abilities, the data orientation, the pragmatism, the practical and the balancing ability from a data, from a qualitative and a quantitative perspective that you can do. And excellent imaginative and creative energies coupled with the analytical ability with Virgo. Especially Venus gets involved, Sun gets involved, so you have both the creative dimension and you have the analytical dimension. So if you can present very analytically with a lot of finesse the creativity, who can beat you? So this can be a performer who is able to perform with the technical finesse that a Virgo brings in, with all the pros and cons curved out, ironed out, and yet with the creativity of a Venus, or even the smoothness of a moon. A supreme artist, a supreme marketing person, a supreme businessman. Such a businessman with more planetary energies in the sign of Virgo, these are the top industrialists, or they have the potential to be the top industrialists of the world. And these are the placements of many signs in the sign of, many planets in the sign of Virgo for you. If there are many planets in the sign of Libra, this is an excellent placement for being able to deal with variety of people. So whoever comes in contact with you, whoever you are interacting with, whoever you are, you're communicating with or dealing with, you will be able to analyze them in a jiffy. So even from a distance, when somebody is walking to you, you are analyzing the person, or as it is said, you're sizing the person up. And most of the time you will not be wrong. The intuition also kicks in, plus your sharp eye also kicks in, your ability to have the sharp eye on the opposite person, because all the energies are focused away from you and on the opposite side. And so you're able to fathom or size the person up very quickly. You're able to understand people very quickly. So if you decide, or if you think that this is the way the person may behave, many times, more often than not, the person will behave in the manner that you think this person will behave. And so dealing with people becomes very easily. You also know what to use with whom. So however, what happens is, because you're very relationship oriented, so you sometimes try to build the relationship rather than use the ability of how to deal with this person. So you focus on relationship building first, and then use the hot buttons to push, which is an excellent thing for you to do, because without the relationship being built first, if you're pushing somebody's hot button, because it will work with this person, however the relationship may not survive. So this is a placement of long-term relationship that you're able to create, the balance between how much to push the hot button and how much to keep the relationship intact. So many times you go more with the relationship rather than getting the work done now. And because of not wanting to push the button now, you're able to get more work out of them, more things out of the relationship. Only be a little careful with more planets in the sign of Libra, that focusing too much on the other person may sometimes take the focus away from yourself. You may not do enough for yourself, and so always looking at the relationship, always looking at how to deal with the person, always looking at how to please this person, how to keep things along, how to keep the partner happy, how to keep this particular client happy who I am dealing with, or how to keep the customer happy with whom I am dealing with, how to keep my spouse happy. The focus sometimes moves away from you and too much focus is on there, and that's why the relationship in the long term may suffer. So if you have more planets placed in the sign of Libra, remember to also focus on you. Remember also that you may be left, somebody with less in hand, or even with empty hand, while the relationship is intact. People are happy for you, a lot of things have been achieved, but maybe you are the one who is left with slightly less in your hands. So as long as you are able to do that, be able to balance your side also, because Libra is the sign of balance, then you will be happy, you will also have more, the relationship will also be intact. You will be able to take people along. People will think of you as a good person also, if some of the focus is also directed at you rather than wanting to give everything away. And so if you have the more planets in the sign of Libra for you, a truly relationship oriented placement, a true placement of being able to take a lot of people along, use different energies with different people along. So make the most use of this energy if you have more planets in the sign of Libra. If you have more planets in the sign of Scorpio, here this is a person of huge magnetism. The magnetic aura of this person is enhanced. the secretive energies of this person is enhanced, and such a person will be able to pull intuitive energy out of the air, which means that in most of the interactions, such a person will be able to also be able to size up the other person very, very quickly, but also those elements which the person is not saying, is not able to reveal. So this person is able to put two or two things together and know what is happening in the back of the mind. So what is happening deep within the water, which the person is not revealing. So the undercurrents of emotion, the undercurrents of what is happening behind the back, which is deeply hidden, comes to the fore, and you're able to extract that out. And such a person, because the person, all energies are there, the antennas are up there, so this person is able to, in a very nice, very smooth, in a very research oriented, able to dig out all information that the person wants to be able to serve him or her. And so these people can be very, very good at research. These people can be very, very good at all things which are hidden, auditing, taxation, anything with the Scorpio energy these people can do. These people can be wonderful magicians. These people can use various ways of entertaining people. So they can use magic on one side, they can use some they can use some creativity on the other side, they can also pull things out of the hat in some other way. So they can use different dimensions, secretive dimensions, magnetic dimensions also. So if they're performing, if you're a performer, so you will put in a hint of sex there, you will put in a hint of glamour there, you will put in a hint of magic there, you will put in some horror there, you may put in a drama there, and all the things which are enticing, which are magnetic, which pull people's focus towards you, you will be able to be able to use all those energies together. Because this is also the energies, the dark energies, sometimes because you have so many energies in your hand, you can also be able to use these energies to your advantage in a wrong manner, which means that you may be able to extract people's secrets very, very well and be able to use it to your advantage. So somebody says something, a hint is given to you, and then you are able to put two and two together and you are able to extract secrets. While talking to people, people find it difficult not to tell you their secrets, not to divulge. And why? Because you have different tools to be able to extract it. You have the Mars energy to be aggressive when you need to pull that information out. You have the smooth energies, the nurturing other energy of the moon, the emotional support that you offer, and then pull the secrets out. Sometimes you have the Virgo energies of analysis, through which you are pulling the secret out or pulling the information out. And through various elements, using ability to use different tools, you are able to fathom the opposite party, fathom the secrets, fathom what's going on behind the back, and you seem to be better prepared than anybody else, because you seem to know what's actually going on, what is actually going on behind the curtains. And so all these energies come together. And the other thing is magnetism. You have the magnetism of a Mars, the suave energy of a Venus, and the brightness and the charm of a sun, and these magnetic energies of a Scorpio. So if there are many planetary energies in Scorpio, then you can be somebody who is a person for different seasons. You are sharp and good looking and radiant in the morning. You are also afternoon person, you are also evening person. In most in extraordinary of circumstances, you will shine. You will be able to shine. You are at ease in a big party with 1,000 people, but you are at ease in a very small intimate party with 2 or 3 people also, and yet you are able to shine, yet you are able to show your radiance and the magnetism and the focus. You enter a party where there are 500 people, there will be enough eyes on you to make you a celebrity in an instant. You walk into a room of 2 or 3 people also, then all the 3 or 4 people will also be looking at you. Such is the magnetic charm which is given to you. This is also a placement because of a lot of energies which are given to you. Magnetic research, secretive energies are given to you. You may also have a lot of vivid dreams. A lot of things may be revealed to you in your dreams. You may also have dreams where things to come may also be known to you, and you may be able to use those energies to your advantage because of this deja vu factor. The gut feeling is very, very strong for such a Scorpio person. The gut feeling tells you that something is not right, and if you don't go along with this, more often than not, you may also be right. A very good energy to be able to overcome all sorts of upheavals and challenges. Upheavals come a lot to such people, but you will find that you are able to overcome challenges, overcome issues better than anybody else. You are able to think quickly on your feet when a challenge comes in. You are able to also know what to do, and the obstacles that are thrown at you, the creative energies, the strong supportive energies of the Sun, the Mars, the Saturn, all the perseverance, the patience, all that energies are given to you. The Scorpio obstacle orientation on all, you are able to overcome that with the poise, and you are able to hold your emotions back. So this is a good placement for people who know when to give to hold yourself back, what card to play when, what not to say, what not to divulge. So such people can be very, very good in diplomacy also, being able to deal with people very, very well. People at the top of the ladder who are in the strategy teams, who don't want to divulge their strategy, and who are holding their cards close to their chest, but playing the cards at the right time, and then flabbergasting the world, and outshining everybody else, outshining performance with sheer brilliance in this placement. So if you have many planetary energies in Scorpio, use the secretive energies, use the intuitive energies which are given to you, use the upheaval, obstacle orientation energies which is given to you. You can overcome all challenges that are thrown at you and yet come on top. You can outshine all competition which is given to you or thrown at you, and you will be able to do it very well in a manner that the competition doesn't know what's coming through. So if you have more planets in the sign of Scorpio, use their energies well, don't give in to those obstacle upheaval bringing energies, and you will find that you're always on top and you're one step ahead of the competition. If you have many planets in the sign of Sagittarius, then this is a placement of an adventurer par supreme. This is a person who is an explorer who will not allow any boundaries to hold the person back. A person who can get all sorts of information, gets all sorts of degrees, whichever he wants. Somebody who can put in long, hard hours of work, can be patient and work on long hours to attain the kind of qualification you want, the kind of learning that they want. These people can rummage through all sorts of books, all sorts of information, and you will find that such people are very, very learned, and they can argue from different perspectives. These people will be able to argue from a very, very leftist perspective, but at the same time they can also make an equally stronger argument from a rightist perspective, and they can also be very, very centrist also at the same time, because they are able to think from various perspectives. And so very, very learned people, very, very wise people, very, very people who know a lot and who know the backgrounds to what's happening, and they can trace the history and the lineage of a certain area, not only from a study perspective. So these are the people who will use all the energies when they want to use the energies, and in trying to get all sorts of information and all sort of learning. So having a wide variety of knowledge, having knowledge at their fingertips, having not only the knowledge but also the wisdom how to use it. So such people will not waste their education, waste their learning. These are the people who learn through life experiences. So life experiences will throw so much at them or at you if you are the person with more planets in the sign of Sagittarius, that you are able to also understand people's perspectives very, very well, and like a guru guide not only yourself but also other people. So it's such people, you will find that many people will approach such a person with more planets in the sign of Sagittarius, because these people are also the ones who have really been there, done that kind of people. These are the explorers, these are the adventurers. So many times they take drastic decisions and then they learn through life experiences, and then they become saner and they become wiser. Then another thing that they push the boundaries, the adrenaline rush comes to them, the Sagittarius energies, the freedom oriented energies come to them, the explorer, the adrenaline rush energies come to them, the freedom wanting energies come to them, pushing the envelope, the innovation comes to them, and then they take those decisions, and then they get more learned. Whether they profit from the experience or they lose in the experience is secondary, but definitely they become richer in terms of experience, richer in terms of the human learning, and getting higher, becoming a guru from different perspectives. So such people can to excel in their life. These people can be the best of spiritual gurus. They can be the best of teachers. They can be the best of philosophers. They can be the best of writers. These people can be par excellence when they write. Their books can cover a variety of subjects. If they're writing only fiction, yet in the fictional work you will find a variety of things that they're throwing at from life's different experiences, different perspectives. If they're writing even a novel, a story, the story will have different perspectives of human emotions, human trauma, or human upheavals. If they're making a marketing pitch, then in the product for the marketing pitch, they will be able to cover various facets of life. They will also be able to cover different people and different experiences. If they are making a product, they will want to innovate in a product which serves different people from different perspectives. If they are making a product for a family, they will also look at what is the need of the grandfather as well as the father, and then they will be able to come out with a product which suits people. If they are making a sitcom, then they will also be able to cater something for everyone, because such people are the ones who have the higher human experience. They have the higher learning. It is as if they have been chosen from the supreme authority to have more information, more higher learning than everybody else. So such people can be great authors, they can be great writers, but they can also be somebody who is able to have a lot of knowledge from a variety of subjects. These people are one of the most traveled people. Such people with more planets in the Sagittarius sign, you will find they have friends across the world. They will have a Finnish friend, they will have a Swedish friend, they will have a friend in Alaska, where not they will have friends, and they will have good friends. And these are the people who would have gone to remote corners of the world. These people would have also have read up some of the most rare kinds of books, rare kinds of words, and they will be able to pull out information very, very fast. Because they have such strong intent, they are voracious readers. They read up information very, very quickly, and they are able to size up things and remember things very, very quickly. They will be able to pull out information from the back of the minds, who said what in what history, and able to use it to their advantage. Very, very sharp memory also in work, in office. So they will be able to pick out information, who said what, when did they say what, and be able to use. However, because the wisdom side also kicks in because of having the Sagittarius energies, yet being adventurous enough, they will push the boundaries and put the person on the back foot, but not so much as to ruffle too many feathers. So with too many planets in the Sagittarius energies, people will know to be wary of this person, because if you push the person too hard, then nobody can push you back harder than the person with Sagittarius energies, because this person is a person who's adventurer, so he doesn't mind taking the fight to you. Very, very innovative people who are able to think from different angles and use their learning to be able to come out with solutions which reach out to everybody. Very, very religious bent of mind also, very, very theological, very, very philosophical. So if you have the more energies, more planetary energies in the sign of Sagittarius for you, you can be somebody who has a lot of information, rich experience, lot of qualification, lot of higher learning, but don't forget to use the high learning and rich experience for your advantage, rather than wanting to explore the world and not be changed. Sometimes also know that holding yourself to be more grounded and staying back longer in a certain placement will suit you, rather than always wanting to move on, always pushing the boundaries. So always wanting to move on. Sometimes you move on too fast away from relationship, move on too fast away from work or your career, and you may be leaving a lot more behind you than that you wished later on in your life, when the wisdom sparkles up for you and tells you that okay, maybe you did certain things wrong. So such people sometimes become the sadder people when later on in life, because these are the wiser people, and the wisdom tells them where they have gone wrong, rather than living in the bliss of some other energies. So if you have more planets in the Sagittarius energies, in the Sagittarius sign, know to use those energies very, very well, and also learn to be more grounded rather than always wanting to push on and always wanting to move on. And that is the more planetary energies in the sign of Sagittarius for you. If you have more planets in the sign of Capricorn for you, this is a person who is a person for the long race. This person has all the patience, the perseverance at his disposal, yet at the same time knows
when to do what to be able to push his case a little bit further. If Mars is in the sign of Capricorn, this is an excellent sign. It is an exaltation sign. So such person can be very, very aggressive, yet to be very, very structured in his approach, and exalted Mars. What more you want? He will move up the career ladder very, very fast, but in an organized manner, in a very, very following rules and regulations also. So the Capricorn energies will not hold you back just because of the Saturn energies, because here the aggressive intent is there, the creativity is also there, the leadership of Sun may also be there, and the perseverance and the patience is also there. So such a person will be patient, but will always keep pushing the boundaries. So will be patient enough to know that only when the right time comes, the success will come to you, but will not wait for the right time to come. Will always try to create the right time. So this person is that if the right time has not come, let me create the right time. So the person will push hard, will have great relations with his supervisors and authority figures, be very, very creative what to do next so that I can push my case further. And so such people you will find that they move faster up the career ladder than somebody else with Capricorn sign, but energies, but fewer planets there. And so such a person will even be able to move ahead than a Capricorn ascendant native, even if he is not from that ascendant, by virtue of having more planets in the sign of Capricorn, because he knows order, structure, rules and regulations. So he uses the rules and regulations to his advantage. And because of the aggression and the assertiveness of Aries and the leadership of Sun, he is able to deliver the goods, and at the same time keep the relationships which comes in if Venus gets involved in the mix, which is also a Yoga Karaka. So with a very, very strong planetary energies in Capricorn, it is not slow and steady wins the race, but faster and quicker and with patience wins the race. This person is the person who will create rules and regulations also. Sometimes he will create rules and regulations to suit the company, to suit his team also, and will not bat an eyelid to call out rules and regulations which are wrong, and will also dismantle rules and regulations to build new ones, because he has the energy, he has the capability, and he has the creativity to be able to do well, and he has the innovation to be able to do well. So if you have more planets in the sign of Capricorn, a person who will work long hours, hard hours, in a very structured, organized manner, yet will be pushing the boundaries and keep pushing his case, keep pushing his team's case, use innovation to get ahead of the others, be very, very sharp when it comes to what works, who is pulling the ropes, who calls the shots in the organization, and use those energies, that information and his structured, disciplined effort to get ahead in life. Such a person, usually with more planets in the sign of Capricorn, you will find at the highest excellence of the industry, who are the leaders at the top, but who have got there with a lot of perseverance, but some rough bruises also. They have fought their way through with the Mars energy. They have innovated, and they are the people who are the movers and shakers. They are the industry changers. They have brought in the change to the industry. They have brought in the change to the processes. These are the people who will bring in a different dimension to processes. They will innovate new processes. They will push innovation, and they will bring in a new perspective to how you use machines, tools, processes, SOPs and so forth. So these are the change bringers in the industry. They are the change bringers in the rules and regulations, and these are the people who are the top-notch people, who can be great CEOs, who can be great COOs, operating officers, who can be great marketing people, all getting ahead with a very, very structured energy, and to get any success which is required. The people who are the smartest people and the achievers at the top of in any industry, in any organization, usually you will find with very, very strong Capricorn energies and multiple energies supporting Capricorn, either by more planets placed in Capricorns or more benefic planets even aspecting Capricorn. So if you have more planets in the sign of Capricorn, this is the sign of being persevering, being patient, was using a different energies to calling out the shots, rework on the processes, rework, use innovation, use imagination and creativity to rewrite the books, and you use the books or rewrite the rules, and use the new rules to your advantage, and push your case, push the case of your team, push the case of your company, and to excel and to reach the top of the ladder. And nobody will be able to stop you when you use all the energies to your advantage in in a very disciplined, organized and structured manner, and that is the placement of more planets in the sign of Capricorn for you. If you have more planets in the sign of Aquarius for you, this is a person who is a very humanistic person, but a person who's thinking at a very high level. This is the person who is always thinking of some of the challenge in society and also looking at some of the challenges that the person is facing. And this person doesn't have time for small nitty-gritties. He's looking at the larger problems. So if he's thinking of the larger problems of the world, he's thinking at the world level rather than at a local level. But if he's thinking of problems in his life, he's thinking of the larger problems in his life. He's talking about looking at finances or children or relationship or career or health. So the top of the line things are the ones he or she is looking at. He is not looking at what did the neighbor do, why did the neighbor scrap my car today. These are small things which he can easily take care of. He or she is looking at the larger things in life and be able to push that. Because they have a very social perspective and they are able to think about society from different perspective, having different energies, and hence these people are the excellent solution providers. Somebody who has very strong Aquarius sign but doesn't have more planets in the Aquarius sign will think one dimension, will think only about climate change, for example. But a person who has more planets in the sign of Aquarius will also be able to think about climate change, but also be able to understand the other people's perspective, that industrialization is also important, development is also very important, and will be able to play a part in coming up with more balanced solutions. So there will be a solution for the industry, there will be a solution for the labor, there will be a solution for the top the CEOs, how to get more market share. At the same time will also be able to keep the environmentalists happy. Such people will also be able to keep their friends happy. They will also be able to keep the relationship happy. They will have a large network of friends but be able to reach out to people, more people at at any given point of time, and not miss the bus of not remembering people's birthdays, not remembering people's anniversaries. These are the extroverts. These people are the ones who will also meet a lot of people, will be more outgoing, will reach out to people and talk to them. In a party, the person who introduces himself first to the other will be the people who will have more planetary energies in the sign of Aquarius. Solution thinkers, always thinking solution rather than problem. Extremely positive people. They have this nervous energy to solve problems, but at the same time they have a sharpness enough to be able to know that when you try to attempt to solve problems and where and how to go about it. So very optimistic. They have the patience to be able to look at solutions more creatively and giving the time that is required to come out with a solution, rather than going out with placards and saying down against governments who are not supporting, say example, climate change or any social and any other challenge which the local environment is throwing up at you. Such people will be able to take family along, friends along, the world along, and they will be able to balance out a lot of things. So they will be able to argue from different perspectives and provide solution from different perspectives also. Rather than just talk at a philosophical level, they will always be talking at a creative solution level also. These people are very lucky. They will take time to get to a certain stage. They will take time to grow through the organization, but using their network circle, using their social skills, using their ability and their positivity and solution orientedness, they will also look at problem solving for themselves. And so if these are the people who reach out to a friend if they need help, they will not be more reserved. They are the ones who will tell people that if they are not able to do it, they'll say I need help. So these people are the ones who are most gracious in defeat. They are also the people who are most gracious in also giving credit to somebody else. So if they are working in a team, they are the ones who will give credit more to a team member than themselves, because the social relations are very important. The social circle is very important for them. Having a large friend circle but depending on a few people yet calling everybody their friend are these people. They will not only have large group of people who call their friends, but they will also have a lot of well-wishers. All well-wishers may not be able to show up at the hospital if you are hospitalized for some reason. However, the prayers from a number of people will reach you if you have more planets in the sign of Aquarius for you, because you are definitely the darling of the masses, even if everybody is not able to come and help you and support you. You have been the chosen one to help more people. You are the chosen one to reach out to people and to offer them more solutions. You are the person who has the upper hand, so keep the upper hand. an innovator also, and a solution provider at a society level, at a large problem level. Sometimes the nitty-gritty small issues may miss you, and sometimes they also trouble you, because that humanistic, holistic approach is also there from an emotions perspective, from a friend's perspective, from a relationship perspective. And so don't allow these energies to pull you down too much, because you're being pulled in too many directions, but keep the large focus that the Aquarius energies will keep there, and you will find that you are the chosen one at the highest level. Society's largest problems, if anybody can solve, it is the people who have very strong energies and more strong planetary placements in Aquarius. Such people can have the drive of Mars, can have the perseverance of Saturn, can have the leadership of Sun, can have the creativity of Venus, and can have the nourishing nature of Moon, and using all the energies be able to come out with the best solution which fits all, rather than only one. So if you have more energies in the sign of Aquarius, to the blessed ones, make the most use of it, and make the most use of this energy for everybody else's advantage also. If you have more planets in the sign of Pisces, this is a very karmic placement. This is a placement which tells you that what have you achieved in life, and you will always be thinking on those lines. This is also placement where you're thinking spiritually, you're thinking in the other dimensions also. So your one leg is in this dimension, in the physical dimension, and one leg is in the other dimension, which means that you have the emotionality of wanting to help people, somebody who wants to do charity, somebody whose heart also beats for people who are downtrodden, people who are not so very lucky, and so you may also want to reach out to those people and help. So sometimes such people may also be very solitary in their hearts. Sometimes you may be surrounded by many people, yet you may feel very lonely in your heart. And sometimes such people also like to be more alone also. Even if you have a large gathering, you may not like to share what is the deepest of deep emotions with anybody else. So being more secretive in trying to keep things more private is this placement. You are the most helpful person around. You will be helping multitudes of people, but many times you are the person who will not reach out to ask for help. You are the person who is very spendthrift, who has an open hand. You will give money to others, you will help others, and you may even spend too much money where you are not able to handle your finances also well. Many times with such placement, you end up spending more money than which your situation demands, and so you're always in the dearth of money. Actually, who isn't with? However, with more planetary placement in the sign of Pisces, you also have this idealism that okay, money will come from somewhere. And you know what, sometimes it does happen. You seem to be the blessed one, you also seem to have everything that you need, but at the same time the cash crunch always also seems to be chasing you from time to time. You are also the one who may be able to do very well across national boundaries, can do very well in different areas in foreign lands also. You may do very well in US, and then if you change to UK, you will still do very well. You may go to Australia or the Middle East, and you will still do very well, because you have different energies to settle and do and become a part of the crowd very easily. You are able to understand different cultures very easily. You are able to understand people's emotions very easily. You are able to understand people's different historical perspectives very easily, and so you are able to gel with different classes of people. Yet deep inside, in spite of being able to understand, fathom others very well, acknowledge others very well, deep within, you are always this solitary person who wants to have a certain space which is not exposed to anybody. So even to the most intimate of people, sometimes you may not divulge what is going on in your mind. Somebody who wants to help others or with one hand but not wanting the other hand to know. People who can do very well in the space of medicine, in the space of arms, in the space of diplomacy, in the space of government, in the space of working with MNCs or with foreign clients or with foreign countries, or in any charity work or any work which is the more giving work rather than expecting work. So if you have more planetary placement in the sign of Pisces, this is a very karmic placement to let go of many things. Let go of sorrows, let go of the baggage that you are carrying, let go of the higher needs that you have, keep more simplistic needs. And such people sometimes, or generally, you will also find they are the most simple of needs. They are ideal. They live in this idealistic, rosy-colored, world also. Yet, at the deep down, they are very solitary, they have simplistic needs, and they are the ones who can do well even with very very less resources that are available to them. With the least, making the most of the least is this energy also. So very very creative, very very imaginative, very very spiritual, very very helpful, very very hospitable, very very loving and caring, yet sometimes very very solitary in their hearts in this displacement. If you have more planets in the sign of Pisces, except being too lonely and not asking for or not wishing for yourself and always wanting to give, may not be too good for you. Spending too much on others or being very spendthrift without saving for a rainy day may also come and get you. So if you have more planets in the sign of Pisces, a very karmic placement to help others and do well for others and move up the spiritual ladder. But do take care of your heart, do take care of your own wishes and desires also, and not be so very giving. Don't chase others' wishes, but also keep something for your own. And these are the planetary placements, if there are more planetary placements in the sign of Pisces for you. So for now that we have talked about how different planets or more planets in different signs can play a part, if you have more planets in a certain sign, look at what different energies have been given to you, which is working up more, which is working lesser, which is becoming more active, which is throwing more challenges at you. Use those energies to your advantage and be wary of those energies which will throw more challenges at you from time to time, because that sign is the most active sign for you and it will be active almost throughout your life. So make the most use of the energies which are given to you and be wary of those energies which will be pulling you down from time to time. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.